He accepts the risk of remaining in relationship with this servant. For reasons known only to himself, he cancels this servant's debt and he gives him back his life out of the goodness of his royal heart. But in no time at all, the servant has a chance to return this act of kindness by forgiving one of his debtors, one who owes him 100 denarii, or about $3,000, about 3 months' pay for a day laborer in that time. The king's slave never even thinks about the generosity that he has been treated to, but grabs the man by the throat, demanding his due. The debtor pleads for him to have patience and he will pay all of his debt. But instead, the servant throws him into jail. Well, of course, the word gets back to the king, and he revokes his mercy and sentences that wicked servant to life in prison. As he sentences him, he says, "I forgave you, and you should have forgiven your servant." So, my friends, here's the reason that I believe this is a prickly parable to try to understand. Because it appears here that this lesson is on the golden rule at first glance. Do unto others as you would have them do to you. Or as Barbara Brown Taylor once again bluntly states it, do unto others as you would have God do unto you, because if you do not forgive your brother from your heart, your heavenly Father will have you hauled off to jail and throw away the keys. Brown continues, frankly, I think she says, that is a terrible reading of this parable. If the only reason to forgive my neighbor is to save my own neck, to secure my own forgiveness, then it is not something done out of love, but out of fear. And that, she says, does not sound like Jesus to me. My friends, does that sound like Jesus to you? It does not to me. And so we need to look below the surface to try to understand what in the world is this parable trying to say to us. How did this story start out so well and then go so wrong? Why was the servant so wicked that he was unable to forgive a mere fraction of the debt that he had just been forgiven of?